Just you guys have had 24 penalties, I believe, over the past 2 weeks. A couple that stopped a few conversions for you guys offensively. How do you think you get that fixed as an offense?
Yeah, just by not doing it going forward. That's on us to fix that. You can't expect to win games like that when you're having penalties like that.
And Jim said that the penalties that you guys have had is not of the character of the team. Obviously, I assume you agree with that, but why do you think it's not in the character of the team?
Sorry, could you rephrase that?
Do you believe the penalties that you guys have had is in the character of this team because of how you guys have played earlier in the season? Jim seemed to believe that it's not in the character of the team.
No, I think it's out of character. I think it's just on us to focus in and dial in, and every play is equally as important, and we just have to limit those penalties.
How frustrating were some of the procedural things, even outside of the penalties? Just a couple timeouts where you guys weren't lined up correctly, Tyler coming on late ahead of that fourth down, just some of those operational things offensively.
Yeah, that's just things that we have to be better at, and stuff that we have to take a long look at, and have to address that. And it's tough. The game is tough enough already, and we're making it tougher on ourselves when we do that. So it's stuff that we have to fix, and stuff like we said earlier is out of character, and so it's on us to watch the film, get better from it, and continue to harp on those little details.
Any reason why you think those types of things could be happening?
Not sure. I think that's something that we'll talk about and communicate and address, but it's definitely not something that you want going forward.
Speaking of communicate, looked like protection obviously was an issue. It looked like a couple times you wanted one protection. Bradley called something different. Are you guys on the same page for the most part with what the protection is going to be?
For sure. I thought those guys did a great job battling, and Bose has done such a great job all year. They got us, and a couple of plays that we'll have to look back and watch the film and get better from.
What are the challenges of having so many moving pieces up front? Jamari's in two spots today, Kai's in and out, Trey's in and out, down Sean, down Joe. Just from your perspective, what are the challenges involved with that?
Yeah, it's always tough. You'd love to have the same group of guys out there that go out and communicate and play as one. But I think they've done such a great job of shuffling around, and whether Foster's playing right guard, right tackle, he's played all over the place. Jamari's played left, right. At the end of the day, I think it's going to help us because we knew that adversity was going to happen. Injuries are a part of the game, unfortunately. And I think having that group of guys that are able to step up for one another, fight for each other, I think it'll help us in the long run.
You've not been shy about how much you respect Keenan Allen. To get him his 1,000th career reception today, what does that mean to you to be the guy that threw him that ball?
Yeah, really cool. Really fortunate to play with him, to have him on our team, and I'm bummed that it wasn't a better team outcome. But the guy is special. He makes a bunch of plays wherever he is, and we're going to keep getting the ball, and he's going to keep getting open.
A couple of weeks now with batted pass interceptions. How do you sort of view those plays? Is there a certain amount of luck involved with the batted pass interception? Do you go back and watch those and figure out things you could do differently as far as avoiding hands at the line of scrimmage?
It's just bad luck. Yeah. It's one of those plays that Keenan was open, and I felt like I had it in good timing, good rhythm, and the guy just made a good play. He got his hand up, and down there in the red zone, the windows are so tight that you can't have any room for error like that. And the ball got tipped, got offline, and he made a good play. And it's one of those things that you hate doing as a quarterback, and you wish maybe I jumped up and raised my arm a little bit, but just watch it and hopefully you avoid it next time.
You've been getting hit so much dropping back. A couple times you took off on long runs and maybe dish out a little bit of punishment on the end of that. Does that, I guess, maybe sound weird? Do you rather prefer maybe being able to dictate the contact at the end of a run rather than sitting back and then taking a shot?
I think it's just with every situation. I try to make a move and try not to get too much contact and avoid taking any unnecessary hits. But felt like I was in a good position to be able to be secure with the ball and go get a couple more yards. But I think whatever it is, whether it's going to get the first down with your legs or through the air, I think that's the most important thing for our offense.